During World War II, battles weren't just fought with guns, tanks, and bombs. They were also fought with illusions. Behind enemy lines, and sometimes right in plain sight, the Allies turned to artists, sound engineers, and designers to wage a completely different kind of war, a war of deception. This is the story of how creativity, imagination, and art helped win one of the greatest conflicts in history. Imagine flying over a massive military camp, hundreds of tanks, trucks, and artillery stretching as far as you can see. Now imagine landing and realizing it's all fake. That's exactly what happened during World War II. The Allies built entire armies out of rubber, canvas, and plywood. These inflatable decoys were so realistic from the air that German reconnaissance pilots reported them as real divisions preparing for invasion. Each fake tank could be carried by just 2 men and inflated in minutes. They were often placed alongside dummy airfields, fake fuel depots, and even wooden aircraft. The goal was simple but brilliant: to trick the Germans into spreading their forces thin and to disguise where the real attacks would happen. But that was only the beginning. In 1944, the U.S. Army created a top-secret unit unlike anything before. It was officially called the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, but most people know it by another name, the Ghost Army. Their mission was to use creativity to deceive the enemy. These weren't ordinary soldiers. They were painters, designers, sound engineers, and actors. People from art schools and advertising agencies, even a few who would go on to become famous artists after the war. Their weapons weren't rifles or grenades. Their weapons were speakers, paintbrushes, and pure imagination. The Ghost Army's trickery had 3 main parts. First was visual deception, using inflatable tanks, trucks, and fake camps to create the illusion of a full army. Second was sound deception, blasting recordings of tanks, convoys, and troops through huge loudspeakers that could be heard miles away. And third was radio deception, sending out fake communications to make it seem like entire divisions were on the move. They could make a few hundred men sound like 30,000. In one operation before the D-Day invasion, the Ghost Army's fake units distracted German forces away from Normandy, helping the real troops land with a crucial advantage. Over the course of the war, the Ghost Army carried out more than 20 deception missions. Their efforts saved thousands of lives. Their work was kept secret for decades, classified until the 1990s. But deception wasn't limited to the land. Out at sea, another creative idea took shape, one that looked more like modern art than military strategy. It was called dazzle camouflage. Unlike traditional camouflage meant to blend in, dazzle paint was meant to stand out. Warships were covered in wild, geometric patterns, sharp lines, bold colors, swirling shapes. The purpose wasn't to hide them, but to confuse German submarine crews looking through periscopes. The patterns made it almost impossible to tell a ship's size, speed, or direction. Each vessel had its own unique design, created by artists and naval officers working together. It was a perfect blend of art and science, creativity literally saving lives on the open sea. Looking back, these tactics might sound like something from a movie, but they worked. They gave the Allies crucial advantages, misled the enemy, and in many cases prevented battles that could have been devastating. What's truly remarkable is that the people behind these tricks weren't hardened generals. They were creators, artists, designers, and thinkers who used imagination as a weapon. In a war defined by destruction, they proved that creativity could be just as powerful as firepower. From inflatable tanks and fake radio transmissions to painted ships and ghostly sound effects, World War II wasn't just a clash of armies. It was also a clash of ideas. And sometimes, the greatest victories came not from strength, but from cleverness. Because in the end, even in war, imagination can be the most powerful weapon of all.